me again, the organization lady. What we're going to talk about today is an easy way to keep your photos, memorabilia, and journaling notes all organized and together so that you're ready to crop at any time or ready to go to a crop or even a class at any time without having spending tons of time sorting and organizing your supplies. So let's take a kind of a basic example. You've just come back from a great road trip for summer break with your kids. From that road trip, you've collected piles of memorabilia, maps, brochures, postcards, squished pennies, whatever it is that you collect. But essentially, you've got a huge pile of memorabilia left from the trip. You've also got a huge stack of pictures from that trip. Now, you have way more pictures here than you probably actually need. So one of the most important things, and probably the best thing you can do before you start anything, is decide how many layouts you want to do of each event from that trip. A good way to do this is to just make yourself a little spreadsheet or Word document on the computer that lists all the places that you went and then how many layouts you want to do from each one of those trips. So we have Disneyland, and then you see there's 3 columns on mine. I scrap 3 albums. I do my own, or family album, one for my older son London and one for my younger son Max. So I've noted how many pages I'm going to do for each event right here. This gives me a good guideline for planning and keeping things organized. With that in mind, I'm able to go through the picture pile that I've got and pull out the pictures from each event. Now, to help me even further, I've made some little cheater notes so that I can actually sort for exactly each group of pictures. So I've got a family at San Diego, London from San Diego, and Max from San Diego. And at the end I wrote how many layouts I was going to do. So this is one 12 by 12 layout. I only need 4 to 6 pictures of this day in San Diego. So as I start, another thing I forgot to mention, it's really helpful if you're prepared to store your pictures and memorabilia before you even get started. So what you'll need is one 3-ring binder to hold everything together, a perfect 6 storage page, which is going to hold your photos, a big supersized single, which is going to help hold your memorabilia and maybe some of those other special scrapbooking things you bought on the trip, and then a double extra long, again for holding memorabilia from the trip. So you've got those 3 things, and start through your pile and sort what you've got. You want to do 1 picture from Max from San Diego. There's 4 great pictures that'll work for Max. London loves pandas, so I'm going to include the panda picture from the zoo in his pile of pictures. And then finally I've got the pile of pictures for me. I'm doing 2, so I need a dozen pictures from that San Diego trip. Boom, I've got my pictures all picked out and ready to go. I've got some extra pictures from San Diego also. Those are going to just get in and stack over here, called my Just Okay pile. I might keep those, or you might keep them. I'm probably going to throw them away because once I've scrapped that event, there's no reason for me to keep those extra pictures that I don't really need. Now the next step is to go through your pile of memorabilia and pick out the things that go with, in this case, San Diego. And here's all my SeaWorld things together. So now I've chosen my pictures, I've chosen my memorabilia for that portion of the trip. I know how many layouts I want to do, so I haven't got extra pictures or stuff that I'm going to have to re-sort through again. That's really the key. Sometimes we get stuck looking at pictures over and over again. It's real difficult to make those choices of what we're going to use. So pick the number of layouts that you're going to do and then select the pictures based on the number of layouts that you're going to do. Next, take that perfect 6 page, and you can see I've already set up my SeaWorld pictures in this page, and load your pictures in. And each pocket in your perfect 6 page is then going to represent 1 12 by 12 or 2 12 by 12 layouts, whatever you've noted on your little tab. Now, the other nice thing about these little tabs is if you have other information, like in this case the date, you can write that on there as well. We all know we're far more likely to get that journaling information on the page if we actually have it written down somewhere, so we're not relying on our memory, or we don't say, well, I'll come back to that, I need to look up that date and figure out when we were there. So now, in my Perfect 6 page, I've got layout for mom or family, for London, for Max. This side's San Diego, and this side is our SeaWorld pictures. The next step is to take your double extra long storage page and put your memorabilia together for that event. So here's what I've got. I've got a map of the San Diego Zoo and postcards and brochures and a map of the place that we camped in San Diego. I'm going to slide all those into this pocket. And I've also got some tickets and a map and those pressed pennies from our SeaWorld trip. I'm going to put those into this pocket. So I've got the pictures and the memorabilia all together. Now I did get a chance to stop and pick up some SeaWorld stuff when we were on this road trip. And I actually carry these pages with me whenever I travel, and that way I can kind of keep everything together, especially if it's a 12 by 12 format. It's real easy to throw a couple of big pages into your suitcase, and as you collect brochures or maps, or if you get a chance to go to the scrapbook store and buy supplies, you can put them right into one of those big pages and it's protected, and then it's real easy to keep in chronological order. So now I've got all my SeaWorld special supplies and my memorabilia and my pictures, and they're all in one place and all ready to go, and I can put them right onto a 3-ring binder to keep everything together. Now, as you saw from the beginning, from my little cheat notes here, there were several things that we did on this trip, several different places. So what I've done is I've created a divider for each sort of major part of the trip. That way, not only am I keeping all my things organized in chronological order and easy to find, the dividers are actually adding a little layer of protection to keep my pictures or papers or whatever from getting bent up. So I've got each section of the trip. Here, my top section of the trip is going to be I'm going to go to San Diego SeaWorld divider tab. And I'm going to go ahead and put the scrapbooking supplies in. Then the memorabilia page goes in. And then the photo page goes in. So now I've got everything for that trip all put together on one binder where it's easy to get to and see the different things. Now back here, this was the Mesa Verde Disney portion of the trip, and you can see I still have the Mesa Verde pictures in there, but all the Disney pictures are gone and all the Disney memorabilia is gone. That's how I know I've completed those pages. And I could take those little tabs out and throw them away and reuse this page for something else when I'm all finished with Mesa Verde. But it does let you know, hey, I've finished those pages, the memorabilia is gone as well. So now I've got everything nice and neat on one binder. I can take a travel pack, and I actually keep 2 travel packs. One of them is almost exclusively for a holding album and materials that are going to go with those pictures. And then my other one is my regular travel pack that I take my basic supplies in. So that just goes into my travel pack. I'm going to go ahead and take my list of all the things that I'm scrapbooking about in this album or on this trip, put that in the travel pack, zip it up, and now when I'm ready to crop or go to a crop or a friend's house or class, I just take that with me and I know I've got all my pictures, all my memorabilia, and all my journaling notes all in one place and ready to go. It's also a nice, safe way to protect your pictures and memorabilia as well. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm the Organization Lady.